Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and it looks like the acquisition of Activision-Blizzard by Microsoft is going to happen after all. A lot of people thinking it wasn't going to happen. The FTC was trying to block it, and yeah, it got shot down. So let's talk about this and what this could potentially mean. You know, it's so weird because weren't they just talking? Wasn't Microsoft just talking? They were going to kind of pack it in for Xbox. They're like, yeah, we're kind of done with it, you know, after this generation. But buying Activision Blizzard is definitely going to change things, I think. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo, but not from me. When Geeky comes back, you'll get your woohoo. We'll be doing a lot more videos together. Don't worry. We have some stuff going on right now. We're rearranging our offices, and you know, we've been kind of in multiple locations. We've been split up, kind of like The Empire Strikes Back, but we're going to come back together for the Return of the Jedi, and then we're going to have a giant Ewok party at the end. That is Geeky's request. So this is coming from The Verge. Microsoft wins FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. FTC versus Microsoft is over, and the judge has decided to deny the FTC's preliminary injunction request. This is Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley. Listened to the arguments from both the FTC and Microsoft and decided to deny the regulator's request for a preliminary injunction. This is what Judge Corley said. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been described as the largest in tech history. It deserves scrutiny. That scrutiny has paid off. Microsoft has committed in writing, in public, and in court to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox. It made an agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Switch. This is all about Call of Duty, right? Activision does make other games, guys. They do make other games. It entered several agreements for the first time to bring Activision's content to several cloud gaming services. This court's responsibility in this case is narrow, is to decide if, notwithstanding these current circumstances, the merger should be halted, perhaps even terminated, pending resolution of the FTC administrative action. For the reasons explained, the court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood it will prevail on its claim this particular vertical merger in this specific industry may substantially lessen competition. To the contrary, the record evidence points to more consumer access to Call of Duty and other Activision content. The motion for a preliminary injunction is denied. Denied because they're making deals. They're not keeping Call of Duty Xbox exclusive. That doesn't mean the other games won't be, but Call of Duty is their big one. Not in a good place right now either, right? Call of Duty is not in a good place right now. So I think they, with all the controversy over banning certain streamers for criticizing certain things going on in California, I think they need all the players they can get, right? Corley has clearly sided with Microsoft on its commitment to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation and even extend the game to Nintendo Switch. Despite the FTC challenging Microsoft's cloud agreements, Corley took them into consideration in her decision. The court ruling even agrees with Microsoft in theory about the Nintendo Switch being part of the console market, but also accepts the FTC can reasonably claim it's not. Why is the Switch not part of the console? They consider it a handheld? Corley has also agreed with the FTC that the console market does not include PCs. Microsoft President Brad Smith said the company was grateful to the court in San Francisco, of all places, for this quick and thorough decision and hope other jurisdictions will continue working toward a timely resolution. Xbox head Phil Spencer, a key witness in the trial, tweeted a reaction, "We're grateful to the court for swiftly deciding in our favor. The evidence showed the Activision Blizzard deal is good for the industry, and the FTC claims about console switching, multi-game subscription services, and cloud don't reflect the realities of the gaming market." Yeah, because Call of Duty's got a lot more competition now. A lot of people switching to other games. Activision Blizzard has also reacted to the decision. They're going to have a celebratory pudding pop. You can't get those anymore. Isn't that disappointing? I would love to have a pudding pop. "Our merger will benefit consumers and workers," said Bobby Kotick, Activision Blizzard CEO, in a statement. "It will enable competition rather than allow entrenched market leaders to continue to dominate our rapidly growing industry." Yeah, so there we go, guys. It looks like this is going to happen. So we're going to have Micro Acta Blizzard Vision. and then wait till they buy like Square Enix or something. I think isn't Sony looking to buy Square? I have no idea who's buying who. But it's kind of interesting. Like if you told me back in the 80s that Microsoft, the computer company, was going to buy Activision, the disgruntled Atari employee run company, the people that made Freeway and Pitfall, I'd be like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a lot of content for them. I think we're going to see video game Highlander occur because, again, we're dealing with games, especially AAA titles, that cost, hundreds of millions of dollars to produce compared to a handful of guys sitting around the studio creating games. Personally, I like indie games better. I like console-style games, old retro console-style games, better than a lot of the new AAA titles. But yeah, with the expense of these things, you got to have somebody like Microsoft or Sony, bankrolling it. You got to have revenue coming in from other sources because all it takes is like one misfire to wipe out the company. I mean, Square has been down this road a couple of times. The Final Fantasy movie failed, and they had to merge with Enix. And then Marvel failed. The Marvel Avengers games failed, and they had to sell off a bunch of assets. So these companies can't really afford to have any misfires, and you need a company the size of like Microsoft or Sony or something to bankroll all of that, in my opinion, so they can absorb the damage. So I'm going to wrap this up. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is going to be a monopoly? Do you care? I know a lot of people have checked out of Call of Duty because of the controversy. I've never really been into it that much, I'll be honest. First-person shooters really aren't my thing. I like role-playing games. I like action games. Not really into the first-person shooters, but let me know what you think. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later. Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.